So you got the job. Congratulations to you, my friend. I am extremely delighted that you're about to start employment. It's always a good thing starting a new job. But going into a new job also comes with certain cautionary notes. And I want to share with you from my experience certain things that can help you avoid traps and up the ante on your day one. First of all, you need to make sure you understand the company as much as you can. Do your research, do your sleuth work. You should have done this before the interview, but now you've got the job. You got to invest more time in understanding the company's brand, understanding their vision, their mission, their principles, their values. Don't go in on day one without knowing these. It's extremely helpful when you understand what the firm is about. Know the products overall, if they're products, if they're services or other kinds of results that the company delivers, you want to make sure you understand those too. Going in on day one, you got to remember this. You have nothing but the position. Day one is a revelation of the position. You have the position, but that's it. Now, in order to do your job, any job, whatever it is, whether you are a project manager, you're a director, you're a CEO, you're a VP, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're an engineer, you're a janitor, whatever you are, you always start off from level one. And this is from the work of John C. Maxwell's 5 Levels of Leadership. Level one is all about the position. That's all you've got. You don't have a track record. You have your resume, but your resume got you in the door. Now you got to prove yourself. So on day one, the proof begins. So you got your position, but you got to very rapidly ascend positional leadership because it will only get you so far. On day one, you want to begin getting into level 2 leadership. And level 2 leadership is all about likability. People following you because they know, like, and trust you. One of the best weapons that you have against dislike is a ready smile and a PMA. The great Zig Ziglar will talk about a positive mental attitude. So you got to go in with a positive mental attitude and you got to let that exude. You got to allow people to feel your positivity. Now, some people may not naturally be positive people, but they have to change in order to get to level 2. Some people never really ascend to level 2, which is sad. They stay positional level leaders all throughout the employment. We don't want that. We got to ascend to level 2 if we really want to bring about the best leadership possible. This is likability. One of the greatest weapons you have, my friend, against dislike is the PMA, positive mental attitude, and 2 is a ready smile. You don't want to go in on day one or any day with a frown on your face, looking like you're ready to beat someone up or the world has just beaten you up. People like positivity. And if you don't exude positivity, or at least neutrality as a baseline, if you exude negativity, people will not want to follow you. And people will only follow you up to your stated level of authority. When it goes beyond giving you anything else but what the job said on paper, they're not going to give it to you. Why? Because in order to get people to put in more than what is required, to put in their very, very best, their ultimate, you need to go beyond level 1. So my charge to you, going in on day one, remember, you need to build to likability, and you need to build to likability quickly. So don't waste time. Ready smile, positive mental attitude, body language, exuding confidence, exuding happiness, exuding that you're pumped. And you don't ever want this to change. This is not just for day one. This needs to be just your lifestyle. It will help you. It will help the people reporting to you, the people working with you. Nobody wants a dishwater doll deflating mechanism around them, because that's what some people are. They are a deflating mechanism. They deflate you very quickly. You know what I'm talking about. You might have seen such people advancing towards you. Maybe in a previous job, maybe it's at your local store and you're, oh, there goes negative Ned. I gotta avoid negative Ned. So you don't want to be like that. Okay? You want people to say, oh, there's Phil, let me say hello. So that's level 2. Then you need to think about getting to level 3. Level 3 is about production. This is a production level. You want quick, small wins. The quick, small wins are going to show people that you are a producer, and it's going to help gain more trust, more confidence. It's going to compound, and you're going to transcend just likability, because likability is great, but in order to get to that level of top producer and people follow you because of what you've done for the firm, you need to do things for the firm. So that's level 3. Level 4 is the people level. People follow you because of what you've done for them. Right from day one, you want to go in with that awareness. The law of reciprocity. The great Robert Cialdini talks about this in the laws of influence. So when you're trying to influence, you got to understand, when you give, you receive. When you sow into people, you receive. So people follow because of what you've done for them. It just is what it is. That's level 4. Level 5 is the pinnacle. This is where other people accord you the status of a leader. So my recommendation to you going into the job on day 1, get ready to show your brilliance. Get ready to bring value to the table, because they hired you because they believed you had value. So don't disappoint. Show the value. Beyond that, it's the daily compounding effect of these things that gets you further and further. You study the company, you study your job, you study the products, you study the people. As a good leader, you should. We talk about the Hersey Blanchard model. You should apply that. Don't try to lead everyone exactly the same way. So you must study your people. In another book by John C. Maxwell, he has something called the leadership loop. And the leadership loop could be very helpful for you when you get into a firm and you are trying to lead across. Because guess what? When you get into a firm, you have peers. That's right. And in order to effectively lead your peers, because great leaders lead other leaders, right? You must remember these 7 things. It's called the leadership loop. Number 1, you got to care for people. Number 2, you got to learn about people. People, you need to study them. You need to better understand how to communicate. You know, a lot of great relationships in business are lost because people don't want to spend time learning and adjusting. But we should. We shouldn't just look to do things our way, because people are different and they have some quirks about them, but they may very well be your biggest allies in the future. So spend time learning. Number 3, appreciate people. Number 4, contribute to what people are doing. Number 5, verbalize it. Don't just say, oh, that's really cool. No. Don't just say it inside your head. Actually say it. Number 6, lead in. Then you can begin to influence people. Did you notice there were 5 things before I said lead people? Got to care. You got to learn. You got to appreciate. You got to contribute. You got to verbalize, not just a pat on the back physically, but spend time verbalizing, saying, great job. That was fantastic. That was good. Great job. Even to your peers, even to your higher ups. Okay? Number 6, lead in. And number 7, we win with people. We succeed together. You see, so it's a mindset of togetherness. So I want to encourage you. Day 1, show up. Be ready to kill it. Do these things. Do them on the regular. The great Zig Ziglar, he said, it's your attitude, your PMA, your positive mental attitude. It's your attitude that determines your altitude, not your aptitude. This is proven true in business in so many places. The Stanford Research Institute, in their surveys that they did back in the day, they discovered that success in business was not more contingent on your aptitude. It was actually more contingent on the people around you. So success was 87.5% contingent on people around you. Only 12.5% contingent on knowledge, which means no one did anything great alone. Teamwork makes the dream work. People make the world go round. We get further ahead not because of our brilliance, but because people helped us. People gave us a chance. And that's what we want to remember going into the job. You could be a superstar, but if you've watched any great basketball game, you know Steph Curry isn't going to do everything alone. He's going to need LeBron to throw the ball to him. Kevin Durant isn't not going to do anything great all by himself. Teamwork makes the dream work, my friend. So going into the firm, you got to remember these things. My final 10 tips for you going into the job on day one. Please arrive early, number one. Number two, dress appropriately. Dress according to the company dress code. Or slightly more formal. And you got to understand the organization. I was in an organization that dressed down, and I would dress down to blend in. Number three, be positive and enthusiastic. Remember the PMA. It's your attitude that determines your altitude. So you got to approach your new role with enthusiasm and a PMA, positive mental attitude. Smile. Remember, I told you it's one of your biggest weapons. Be polite. Show eagerness to learn. Number four, introduce yourself. Take the initiative to say hi to your colleagues. It helps break the ice and start building relationships right from day one. Remember, I need you to get to the people level. I need you to ascend the position level and get into the permission level. People follow you because of what? Because they want to, right? They are giving you the permission to lead them. That's level 2. Number 5, take notes. Bring a notebook. You'll be amazed at how much information is thrown at you on day one. So, number 6, listen and observe. Pay attention to the company culture, office dynamics. Listen to what is not said, because what is not said is in the body language. So listen and observe. Observing will help you adapt and learn very quickly. Number 7, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. In the world of the PMI, Project Management Institute, that is responsible for many exams such as the PMP, Project Management Professional, CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management, PGMP, Program Management Professional. There's one thing that is big in that world of the PMI. You know what it is? It's called expert judgment. Expert judgment means I don't know it, but an expert does. Someone else does. Don't be afraid of leveraging expert judgment. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're unsure about something, it shows you're keen to understand when you ask, hey, do you know XYZ? Number 8, set up your workplace. If you have a desk, you have a workstation, take time to make it comfortable. Organize your tools. You could bring in your favorite backrest or something that just makes you feel more at home. Photos of loved ones, but make it your domain and celebrate being there. Celebrate your right to be there, right? You work hard for it, hopefully. Number 9, understand expectations. Have a brief conversation with your manager. Clarify your role. One of the things I like to do on day one is I want to understand the top 3 people that are critical for my success. And I want to know from those 3 people the top 3 things that they see as being critical for my success in domains that concern them and overall. So you got a 3-3-3. Who are the 3 top people? Sit down with the 3 top people. Ask them the 3 top things that will help you succeed where they are concerned, and the top 3 things that will help you in the job at large. So you got to understand the expectations, clarify roles, clarify responsibilities and expectations. If necessary, you might want to use a RACI chart or RAM. May not be a full-blown RACI, but maybe a responsibility assignment matrix. Who does what? Because you don't do everything on every single job, but you do need to know who does what. Number 10, be patient with yourself. Remember, it's just your first day. It's okay to not know everything. So give yourself time to learn. Give yourself time to adjust. Breathe. Make sure you get a good break in. You don't want to start without taking breaks. It's a very bad precedent when people say, oh, I don't even get to take a break at work. That's not the way to do it. My buddy Roy, who I train with, he often tells a story of a friend of his who unfortunately died at work, at his desk. Needless to say, they opened for business the very next day, and they kept on running the operation the same day he was taken out on the gurney. Be smart about your work-life balance, my friend. It's a very sobering thought, but going in there, remember, there were people there before you, there will be people there after you. Work responsibly, work dedicatedly, and work smart. And it's okay to be a hard worker, but don't abuse yourself. It's very easy to forget that you need a break. You need to eat. You're human. You need to drink water. You need to walk around the perimeter. You get what I'm saying? So let this be a sobering thought, to be patient with yourself and to self-care, and also to create a safe space for people in your care. I hope this gave you some insights of day one on the job. Thank you for joining me, and all the very best. Bye for now.